Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going on an intriguing exploration into the recesses of the human mind. Have you ever found yourself reminiscing about a holiday, only to realize that you barely remember the details? Or perhaps you've noticed that your recollections of major events, birthdays, anniversaries, or even that epic road trip, seem to vanish into thin air? It's a common experience, and it's not because you're forgetful. Rather, it's a fascinating quirk of our memory and perception. This video will take you on a journey through the mysterious case of the flying time and the intriguing psychology behind it. We'll delve into how our brains process time, how this influences our decision-making, and why your memories may seem to disappear. So fasten your seatbelts as we embark on this mind-boggling journey. Stay tuned. Ever wondered why vacations seem to fly by while the hours at work drag on endlessly? This is a question that has puzzled many of us. It all boils down to how our brains perceive time. Yes, you heard it right. Our perception of time can be quite different from the actual ticking of the clock. This phenomenon, known as psychological time, is a fascinating aspect of human cognition. Have you ever noticed how time seems to stretch out when you're doing something new or exciting? That's because our brains are busily processing novel experiences, making time appear to slow down. Conversely, when we're stuck in mundane routines, our brains switch to autopilot and time seems to drag on. Our brains are wired to prioritize meaningful experiences, causing time to seemingly fly during periods of joy and crawl during periods of boredom. So, what's the secret behind this time-warping phenomenon? Let's dive into the fascinating world of psychology to uncover the truth. Our perception of time isn't always accurate. In fact, it can be easily tricked. And the culprits behind these deceptions? Two psychological phenomena known as duration neglect and the peak end rule. Let's start with duration neglect. This is our brain's tendency to overlook the length of an experience, choosing instead to focus on certain key moments. Take a vacation, for instance. You might have spent a week soaking up the sun on a tropical island, but when you look back, what do you remember? Perhaps it's the breathtaking sunset you witnessed on your first evening, or that exhilarating snorkeling adventure where you swam with the dolphins. These standout moments become the snapshots in your memory album, causing the entire holiday to seem shorter than it actually was. In essence, your brain has neglected the duration of your vacation, focusing instead on a few memorable events. Moving on to the peak end rule. This psychological principle suggests that our memory of an experience is largely influenced by its peak moments and its ending. For instance, think of a blockbuster movie or a gripping novel. What sticks in your mind? It's usually the heart-pounding climax or the poignant ending that leaves a lasting impression. The middle chapters or scenes, no matter how long, tend to fade into the background. It's these peak experiences and the way a story ends that shape our overall perception of the experience. But here's the kicker. These phenomena aren't just master puppeteers of our time perception, they also pull the strings on our decision-making process. So, the next time you're wondering why a 2-hour movie felt like a flash or why your week-long vacation seemed to end too soon, remember, your brain is playing tricks on you. It's not about the quantity of time but the quality of moments that your brain chooses to remember. Now, these phenomena don't just play tricks on our time perception, they also sway our decision-making process. Let's delve a bit deeper, shall we? You might not realize it, but duration neglect and the peak end rule often guide your decisions. We're all hardwired to focus on the peak moments of an experience and how it ends, rather than the total duration. This can significantly skew our decision-making process. For example, you might choose a 2-week vacation with a few high points over a 1-week vacation packed with thrill every day. It's not because the longer vacation is necessarily better, but because our minds tend to remember the peak moments and the end. Similarly, we often make decisions based on a few standout moments rather than the overall duration. We might recall and base our choices on those intense moments of joy or discomfort, completely neglecting the length of the experience. So, next time you're making a decision, remember to consider the entire experience, not just the peaks and the end. So, what have we learned from our journey into the realm of time perception and decision-making? We've delved into the fascinating world of duration neglect and the peak end rule, two psychological phenomena that play key roles in our day-to-day decisions. Duration neglect teaches us that we often overlook the length of our experiences, instead focusing on key moments. This results in a skewed perception of time, making our vacations feel shorter and our workdays feel longer. On the other hand, The peak end rule shows us that our memories are heavily influenced by the most intense moments of an experience and how it ends. Therefore, our decisions are often based on these memorable instances, rather than the entire duration of an experience. These insights emphasize the intriguing interplay of psychology and decision-making in our lives. Armed with this knowledge, maybe we can make our vacations feel a little longer, and our workdays a little shorter. After all, time is all about perception, isn't it?